Hello, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I am doing so good. I was just pulling cards on you.
Oh, no?
Yeah, I have this very special set for Twin Flame journey, which it's your divine path towards your higher self, you know. So I got to pull three cards and you get a little feel on where you're at and what you're needing today. And we can guide the conversation towards that too. So we can do a little bit of everything in this next 45 minutes.
Okay.
How
Sure.
are you?
Huh?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Just getting off of work. Kind of got home and settled in, basically, and feeling good.
Yeah, I figured maybe we could move it back to 8 o'clock. The energy felt rushed,
Yeah.
and I saw you were still feeding your ducks.
Yeah, I was outside, just relaxing, and the ducks decided to give me a visit, and I was like, "Oh wow!" I never fed the ducks before, and just them coming up to me today just felt kind of divine. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna feed you guys. So I went inside, grabbed some bread, and just fed the ducks real quick.
Look at you being all divine and nurturing.
Yeah, nature.
Your third card that came up was I've never gotten this card before actually, which is really cool. Um, but I got the Queen for you.
Interesting.
Look at this. Look how gorgeous.
He's like focused a little bit, but it's nice. I can see all the colors and everything.
Yeah. So as you're saying that you're feeding the ducks and being nurturing and all that, that makes a lot of sense because you're um this is the third card that I pulled. The first one was to open your heart so that you can receive love. But in order for you to do that, you need more awareness so that you can see the path a little clearer, so that you're more open to open up and receive that love, so that you can integrate that queen, that divine feminine within you,
Yeah.
so that that divine feminine left side can meet the right side, the divine masculine, and they can co-create.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So I am actually, this is a brand new news cycle. I've been meaning to do these podcasts. This has been in the ether for a while. And I've done podcasts here and there, but this is going to be more structured to specifically who you are. And so you're going to be my first one.
It's a pleasure. I'm glad. It's a pleasure to be experienced. Actually, I hope this goes as I imagine it will.
Oh, I hope so too. Let's first drop in because this is a space to create a groundedness and sacred space where you can explore your truth, your purpose, and your path forward. And just with honesty, with soul led conversations that we're going to have here. And this is what we're bringing in, so that we can uncover who you are beneath the conditioning, so that you can find out who you're here to become.
Yeah.
We all have conditioning, from our parents, our teachers, our friends, our siblings.
Yeah.
They all put some kind of conditioning on us.
Yeah.
And as we try to become who we are, uh, in our highest truth, we have to break through those conditionings, those beliefs, those thought patterns, and the mind will try to resist that
Mm.
because it's what it knows.
Yeah. It's like a generational I honestly, like, what comes to mind when you mention that, it's almost like generational curses, like how, you know, family, I mean, older elders and like families will kind of force this kind of tradition or religion or anything that kind of controls, a person's individual personality. They kind of get stuck inside of what their parents or what the generational thing was to do rather than what they are to do or who they are to do or to be. I mean, yeah. So,
Yeah, and we choose, from my awareness, we choose our family. We choose the family that we are born into in this lifetime. But a lot of that has to do with they are able to show and reflect on us what we need to overcome and what we need to grow in a soul level. So we're not meant to condition to to them. We're meant to condition to us through them. So that's a really powerful shift. And this is where we can turn generational curses into generational gifts. Because God did not put us in this realm, in this earth, to be cursed. He put us here to be free. And it's up to us to find our way back there, get out of there. It's kind of like an escape room.
yeah, say that again.
Oh, that just came up. I've never thought of that before, but that is very much so.
Like every single day, you face your challenges, and sometimes it's a puzzle to figure out. But, if you're willing and if you're diligent and steadfast on what you believe in, you should be able to get through. It's an escape room that you're meant to get through. So,
Oh,
you know,
100%. Yeah. So it's a fun game, we can make it a fun game. We can make it a fun story. We can make it a very interesting story. We can make it any story we want. So part of that is getting rid of the stories that we don't like. We don't want to play
yeah,
those roles anymore.
exactly.
How are you feeling right now? Can we do a quick little grounding
Yep,
meditation?
let's do it.
Okay.
I don't really have like a yoga mat, so I'll do one sitting down and.
Oh yeah, no, we could meditate anywhere. I like to just drop in and meditate anywhere. Just anywhere I am. If I'm sitting down, if I'm laying down, if I'm walking, you can meditate anywhere. Yeah, it's all about closing your eyes, feeling safe, and breathing and tuning into that breath and tuning into your heart, really, because what we're wanting to do with meditation is get out of our head and get into our body so that it can connect. So if we're in our head all the time, we don't feel everything else, which is our material world here. So we're not so grounded. We're just kind of in what we know and not what we can create. And in our heart is all of that. That's the pathway. That's the bridge to all the things that we can create. So we want to create that bridge, and we want to tune our brain to our heart, to our roots, and be a really powerful union that which we are. I don't know how we lost connection, but this is how we gain it back. So let's not worry about
Okay, let's do this.
it. So I'm gonna play the singing bowls. Let me see if you can hear this. Can you hear? For some reason, sometimes the Zoom doesn't show the singing bowls.
Nah, I don't hear it
Oh.
too.
You can't hear a thing.
Yeah, not of the bowls.
Oh. Yeah, the Zoom, it really more background and effects. Oh wait, no.
It maybe has like that effect where it cuts off background noise.
Yeah. Please generally sound mute upon entry. Stop incoming video. Show my connected time. Show view. Okay, that's all right. We're gonna do it a cappella. Can you hear this? Okay, well, it's really good at hiding the background noise. That's
Yeah.
great. That's okay. So just where you are, just start to close your eyes, get comfortable, and placing one hand in your heart and one hand below your belly button. And let's just take a deep breath in at the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and holding it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathing out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and letting it go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing it in again. 3, 4, and holding it. 2, 3, 4, and breathing out. 2, 3, 4, and holding at the bottom. 2, 3, 4, and just coming back to your natural breath, connecting with your heart, the center of your chest, connecting with your root here, all the way in your pelvis area, and asking your body to connect your root to your sacral. With the next breath, you connect your sacral to your solar chakra. On your next breath, you feel the solar lighting up the heart. On your next breath, your heart lights up your throat chakra, connecting you to the spirit realm. On your next breath, you connect to your third eye, connecting you to your intuition, to your vision, to your inner eyes, to your inner guidance. And lastly, connecting all the way to the crown of your head. Doing a quick cleanse with your breath all the way from the top of your head down to your spine, as if you were flushing the back of your spine with your breath. So with your next breath, you flush with your breath on the top, the front of your body. And as you breathe out, you bring that oxygen all the way down your spine. Visualizing roots growing from your tailbone into the ground beneath you, growing deeper, thicker, releasing anything that no longer serves you, releasing any energies that's getting in the way, blocking your vision, your clarity. Allowing your heart to open up so that you can receive love with loving boundaries. Allowing your heart to connect to your intuition so that you can see your path ahead clearly. And asking your body to connect the right side of your body to the left side of your body. Your masculine, your divine masculine to your divine feminine. That king and queen within you. Merging, becoming one. And when you're ready, coming back to your new reality, to the present moment, exactly where you are. Now, I have a question for you. Would you share with us, Marcus, who you are right now without any titles or resumes, but just your truth in this moment of who you are? Who are you?
Who I am is a young, empowered, um, motivated um, young man that is motivated on the journey of purpose. Um, um, who I am and who I want to continue to be is the person that God put down here to fulfill whatever purpose it is and um, tap into and impact whatever person, thing, organization, anything that I'm meant to impact in this world and in my time. That's who I am now, and that's who I'm going to be.
Mm. So you're ready, you're surrendering to your purpose, you're asking for guidance
Yeah.
into that purpose. If you were to choose your purpose, what what is your vision? What would be a dream for you that you have been wanting to fulfill in this lifetime? You know, that one dream that you keep saying that you're going to do, that you're going to be, and it's just out of reach.
Hmm.
Could you share what that vision is?
Trying to think about it. Um, and say is to change the world in some kind of way. Um, growing up, I always seen myself and heard around me that I would be a president or a mayor of some place. And I began to believe it. And at this point, I still believe that I have some purpose within impacting the world at a large state rather than community. And community is where I'm at now. I'm involved in many communities, but I believe my dream and what I see myself doing is impacting the world and in a big in a big way, in a very big impactful way. Yeah.
So you're meant to impact the world. You're meant to lead, and you're already part of communities. You've immersed yourself in communities. You're part of the community, but you're not necessarily leading a community.
I haven't led my own as of yet, but um yes, I have placed myself within many communities, and I would say I've made myself known for, something. And if it's leadership, I would do that, whether it's leading young kids or adults through something, mentorship, or if it comes down to music, I would lead people through a journey on those sorts of things. But um, I'm looking for all those things to come together and form basically one big thing, honestly.
So you're talking about leading adults and children with music.
with music, yeah, and mental kind of not mental, but more of a therapy that's kind of about growth and purpose and engagement and togetherness and unity, all those things all in one.
So music therapy that leads to a purpose, that helps them find their purpose. It sounds like that might be your purpose to help others find their purpose through your leadership and music.
Music, yeah.
Does that resonate?
It does resonate.
Hmm. Are you currently doing that?
Yeah. Currently, I've been kind of on a break due to like, different situations, but I did start to tap into it about the middle of last year. And I began to step into it and kind of understand what it is and what it takes and where I'd need to go and who I'd need to talk to in order to impact those things. But lately, it's been on a pause, and I've kind of been waiting to just allow God to kind of lead me on on the timing, rather than me saying, you know what, I want to do this. This is how I'm going to do it. This is how I feel like I should do it. I'd rather let the higher consciousness lead me through the journey and lead me through every step that I need to do in order to get to that place and time.
So if you were to be there right now, if you could imagine yourself being in that situation right now, you're already a leader, you're leading adults and children with your music uh, into their purpose. How did you get there? What how did you get there?
Um, connections, connections and community was my was the key for me. Um, when I was in the community, I was able to give people an experience or show people an experience that allowed them to imagine something for themselves or for an organization or for a friend. And throughout throughout those times in community, each connection that I made led me through each opportunity to kind of impact whoever I needed to and do what I needed to do.
Mm. So connecting in your community has been a way for you to find those people that need you and you be able to step into your leadership of
Yeah.
leading them into their purpose. What challenges are do you have right now that are getting in the way from you currently doing that every
Currently,
day, every week?
currently it's more like financial problems, and it's not big financial problems, but it's just that lately I've had to kind of restart. It felt like I just had a dark force that was against me. Um, this was more about I think the beginning of last year. I just got out of a relationship with my ex, and that was an intense relationship. There's a lot of stuff going on physically, mentally, spiritually, and not only with me and her, but within the families of me and her. So I think the I just think that whatever happened between that time of being with her, just it was all just the downhill of all of it. And there was a lot of spiritual, fights I had within myself and within my work relationships. Um, and then it kind of uh, trickled into, I don't even know what to call it, honestly. It trickled into my motivation to do things because I gained this motivation. I was going through everything, but I understood what I was going through, and I was praying and I was making sure that I kept um kept myself sane through it. Um, but at one point, when I started to double down and say, all right, I'm ready to change things, I got a car. It was a cheap car. I was looking around. I was taking my time and just saved some money. Got a car. I had everything planned out. Like I still have my plans on my notes on what I was going to get started, what organizations I was going to speak to. I had plans that was just ready to just literally be done. Just I needed to put the intention and do it. Once I started, got the car within, I think, 3 weeks of having the car and having everything fully established. And right before I get started, a drunk driver comes and hits me, and this wasn't like, just like one of those random drunk drivers. It was one of those things where it's like God or whatever it was, it had to happen. I
Mm.
was stopped at the light. It was a very relaxed night, and the intention on the drive, I passed my house and said, I had a friend with me, and the intention was to go on a drive and to play music. And as we drove down, I passed the house. I took a U turn, getting ready to drive back towards the house. And we got to a first light that was there. And I seen a car come swerving in my rearview mirror. And I knew it was like a drunk driver. It was speeding. And I saw the car, but because of the year of the car, it was a 1990 Toyota Corolla, like a 1.8-liter engine. It wouldn't have gone anywhere, but I seen it. I seen it coming. Although I hit my foot on the gas and tried to get out the way, and there was a car right here next to me and another lane, which he could have chosen. And there was, a sidewalk and grass that he could have chosen. But I was the only car right there. And although I seen him and tried to get away, everything just happened. And it just like happened as if it was like I was outside of the car, but it was a movie. And that experience from there kind of, it kind of, it didn't traumatize me. It did traumatize me at the beginning, but as time went by and I took the time to understand what happened and to understand what was going on in my life at the time, I realized that, it wasn't something to put me in fear of anything, but it was kind of almost like this in my head, in my sense, it was a reminder to take my time and take it slow and to relax and to not force it. And, um, because I had everything planned, and throughout the course of all of that, and what I had to do to get everything to ready to make everything happen, it just seemed like that was like the wake up call of like, hey, it's not time yet. And from there, my motivation just kind of had to be built back up. The inspiration had to be built back up and all that good stuff. And at this point that I'm at now, it's like I'm taking my time. I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to make it happen. Like I said before, I'm allowing the higher consciousness to put the steps in front of me and allow me to walk that path.
Mm. Wow. Thank God you're here. Thank God you're safe. Thank you for sharing that. What I'm hearing you said is you last year was really a year where you were diving back into your roots. And within those roots, you had sort of an internal conflict and an external conflict with this feminine within you. And therefore, you also had a feminine in your life, a feminine woman in your life that reflected that back to you. And you dealt with that, you separated from that version of you, or you were able to heal it or transmute it and just finally release yourself from that darkness of your feminine. And that all led to this awareness of these plans and this vision and this purpose that you actually do want to focus your energy on and co-create towards. But then as you were trying to take those steps, you got into an accident and it just kind of put you in a standstill where you were not afraid, but you were kind of frozen,
Yeah,
kind of in freeze mode, kind of not moving forward, not moving backwards, just kind of like staying right where you are.
mostly, yeah.
Does that sound, am
Yeah.
I,
I'm staying where I'm at, but as it presents, as each opportunity presents itself, I'm doing it.
so
Yeah.
you're taking more intentional steps forward and just being able to slow down and not go too fast, too slow, just forward.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then the universe do its thing.
Okay. And so is this something that you want to ask the universe now to really set in motion for you as you continue this energy that you found to stay to be safe in and comfortable in? Is that the energy that you want to be in, or is there a different energy that you'd rather be in?
Mhm. Honestly, I've been on a rocky boat where I've been doing both. I've been on the energy of making it happen, unlocking it, and I've been on the energy of just like ease through. Like today, it's almost like every single day is different, and I wake up with a different intention. And it's on the basis of today we're going to put an intention on doing this and making this happen, or today we're going to allow us to be present and allow everything to be about today. And if you do get to a point where you have to think about the steps you have to make going forward, okay, but if it's about being present today, then the intention and the will is on today. And at every point, I remind myself that it's about today and not tomorrow, or what I'm going through, or like I with the whole accident thing, like I could be thinking about what else is going on over there, and how I could prepare myself for all that. But at the same time, when I'm like, no, today's about today, and I'm not going to be worried about it, and I'm going to put intentions on the day alone, then I'm more on those ends. So just stand still.
Hmm. So I wouldn't even say stand still. I would say like present in the present moment so that you can take action, so that you can, and which you have been from what you're saying.
Yeah,
That's, I mean, that's like the place to be in the present moment.
it feels good, and it keeps me calm. It keeps me calm and sane. you know.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah,
Wow. So you went through a lot. You went through a journey to get here, but here you are in present time, in the present moment.
it was a lot, and I even had friends and people that kind of went through it with me. But it's easy to ground myself now after those experiences. It was beneficial that I went through them because I needed to know how to calm down and woosah when it's time to woosah, and hold on, we gotta pause and be present. Don't worry, because you're overwhelming yourself, and it kind of teaches you how to control your body and your systems and your emotions and how you flow throughout the day, because it's a constant flow. I deal with people, and dealing with people alone, it's like even with children, like you have to know how to have your flow, keep that flow.
What do you do to stay in the flow? What's the one main practice that you use to stay in the flow?
Breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I smoke too, a lot more than I used to. So I've had to kind of get into breathing because when I do get short-tempered, my breathing gets short. So I start to, and then once I start to like breathe, like I start feeling that way, I get angry at the fact that I have to take my time because I don't know what it is, but since I was younger. So now that's how I tolerate everything is breathing and woosah. And even if I have to take a walk, sometimes Mark has to take a walk, and the walking allows the blood to stimulate my brain cells and just, get out whatever I need to get out, breathe, do what you got to do, come back to where you need to be and make it happen.
Right, that's the key to everything. Uh, breath. Our breath is our anchor. Yeah, and you mentioned how when you get short temper, your breath is short. It's all connected.
Yeah.
So powerful. Amazing. Great job.
Thank you.
Oh, um, there's we're getting close to the end here, and I just want to reflect back into what you mentioned here, because we're speaking about your purpose, and we're speaking about taking action on your purpose, and this purpose for you seems to be being a leader, and leading other adults and children with music so that they can too learn to step into their present moment and into their purpose and be able to stay on that path. For me, it's my golden path. It's that golden path, it's that sacral chakra that has all the creativity, all the creation, everything that I can co-create with God comes from my root and my sacral. And that leads to my solar plexus, which lights up that light, that sunshine, that fire, that energy, which then I can transmute that into the heart and speak it out, visualize it, and make it happen with my. So as we just become this flow within ourselves and we're in constant connection with the universe, we can keep moving forward with direction.
Exactly. Cycle too. Cycle.
When you speaking of cycle, this is the lunar cycle. That's what I have discovered that works. That God has gave us this abundant world and just put us here with our free will, and it's kind of up to us to create the boundaries. But it also gave us this cycle with the moon and the sun to keep the boundaries, to keep every day, even though every day is different. And you're right, every day is different. But we can create consistency in our day to day to keep that flow going and timing, right? We can create our own timing.
Yeah.
Timing, it comes down to a lot of alignment with our intention and taking aligned action with our intentions. And we set our intentions on the lunar cycle on the new moon, which was 2 days ago. So those intentions that were set on the new moon, they get carried out throughout the month, throughout that cycle, every single month, 13 cycles in 1 year. And if we're conscious and aware of this, we can actually continue to take aligned action towards that purpose, towards that goal, and everything happens, everything opens to make that happen because we are walking our path. We are walking, and every step creates more clarity
Yeah.
and opens up the doors that need to be open for us to continue to step into our power and continue to step into our purpose.
Yeah.
So that's what the lunar cycle program is that guidance to keep you flowing, keep you moving each day, bringing you to your intention, bringing you back to your focus. And a day like today, we set the intentions 3 days ago of everything that we want to create this month. And then today we're focusing on why.
Yeah.
Why do we want to do that? Because we can lose motivation if we don't really have an anchor to why we're doing this. Why do you wake up every day with this intention and follow it through? What drives you? So I'll leave you with that to reflect, and thank you so much for sharing your purpose and your passion and your journey. Uh, can you share your biggest insight of yourself here and who you are with this conversation that we just had?
Honestly, it's how you allowed me to kind of find what it is that I already knew. Kind of asked me the questions that I already knew the answers to, and allowed me to go through this. It was a personal journey, but a journey with you at the same time. And you allowed me to kind of understand myself and what it is that I truly wanted. And yeah, that was like how the process was gone through with all that. Yeah.
Yeah, flowing right through your truth. Um, awesome. So yes, you're already doing a lot of these things, which is a lot of integration so that you can keep moving forward. And that's what we do. We just move forward every single day, full throttle.
Yeah, you can't stop too. You
Full
can't.
throttle. Uh, the lunar cycle program is big on manifesting your wildest dreams and making them come true every single day.
Yeah. And
So, um, yeah, do expect that to come to you. And remember to open up your heart by creating boundaries, healthy boundaries, so that you can keep your heart open and you can keep receiving and giving on this journey. When you do that, that brings awareness and more clarity, and you can co-create with this new divine feminine energy within you that is no longer trying to hold you backwards, but it's now guiding you and walking with you on your own journey forward.
yeah.
So I'm merely a reflection of that within yourself that already exists. And that's the main goal for this week that's showing up. This is also part of the twin flame journey, which our twin flame is that union, the divine union within ourselves first,
Yeah.
and everything that needs to be integrated so that we can continue to ascend. It's not so much about uh, what we're lacking, it's just about what we already have and integrating that. We already have it. So let's move up, higher, higher, higher. Let's
Yeah.
keep going all the way to your kingdom,
Ways up.
all the way from your roots to your creativity, to your power, to the passion, to your voice, your vision, and your truth in alignment with your higher self. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I hope to continue to be part of this journey of yours.
Yeah.
This has been an absolute pleasure. Um, I hope that you Part of this is a mission to create a healing center called the Temple of the Moon. Um, Currently, I'm looking at a location in Peru that's available. It's where I did my healing in the jungle in Pucallpa.
Yeah.
And I was just informed by my maestro this lunar cycle. Just yesterday, he called me, letting me know that this home is available for sale. And this is a vision I had there while I was healing, where I was being reborn. I was healing all my old stories of childhood that, things that happened to me. And then I was able to integrate that for things that happened for me for my ascension. And that was a huge, huge journey. And, that location is available. I want to um, co-create a school for adults and children to be able to find their purpose and follow through with that, following the lunar cycle so they can get there even faster. And
I,
we can do that in community.
yeah.
We can do that with fun and vibrancy and honoring and our breath and honoring all of the things that we are, but also honoring our gifts, mostly honoring and developing our gifts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And music is a big part of that.
Yeah. Music,
So,
yeah. And music is a part of life, as they say, it's at the beginning of life, your mother's womb.
yeah. Yeah, I was really big when I was pregnant on every day. I had this thing in my stomach that I would put. It was like a fanny pack. It's the best I can call it. A fanny pack that had a drum beat in it. And starting after 3 months, 3 or 4 months, was that I started, and then every 6 weeks it would change the beat until all the way until the ninth month, um, and it would adjust the beat of the drums a little
Mhm.
faster and a little faster, different beats to kind of take away from the beat of the heart, because our beat of the heart is the drum.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the main drum that we listen to when we're inside our mother's womb.
Yeah,
And that external drumming, it's something that, I wasn't in an environment where there was drumming. I didn't even know that there was a drum circle down the street from my house every Wednesday. I had no idea.
yeah,
But that's what that's what my son needed,
yeah,
and I intuitively gave it to him.
yeah. As you should. He's a little.
But it would have been nice to be aware of that. It would have been nice to know like what the heck I was doing. It
Yeah. I
would
mean,
have been nice to be in tune.
it's never too late. It's never too late.
Yeah, for sure. And we can always lead other people also into this. Yeah, the music is such a big part of everything. Healing, being in tune, being in rhythm, being in the flow, being in that joyful, blissful freedom energy.
Exactly. Freedom. Freedom.
Yeah, amazing. Well, can't wait to see where this is going to lead us and lead you. And again, thank you so much for being part of this.
Thank you so much. I
Mm,
appreciate you so much for the journey that you led me on. And yeah, I look forward to seeing how this progresses in the future.
me too.
Yeah.
Have a lovely, lovely day.
You as well. Appreciate you.
See you soon.
And see you soon.
Ciao.